Catherine, and I am here with a review for Wicked Beat by Olivia Cunning, and I'm going to attack this review a little different than normally. I am going to do it as a 10 things I loved about this book. So let's get started. Number 1, I loved the main character, Rebecca. I thought she was awesome. She has survived cancer and it affected her womanly parts, and just being able to see her come into her own again as a woman was fantastic. Number 2, I love Eric Styx. Oh my god, I love Eric Styx. He is hilarious. Hilarious. He's one of my favorite characters in the series because he's funny. Not always the best sense of humor, but he means well. The only thing is that from the descriptions of his hair, I really want to cut it. It's a little strange. Number 3. Oh, I love this series in general, and that's just enough of a reason. Number 4. So, I love the fact that this, like most of the books, if actually all of the books in the series, promote gay relationships. This one, it's not necessarily a focus, but it is a big part of certain plot lines. And I just love books where the author wasn't afraid to go there. It's awesome. There should be a lot more, even if it's just like a side story like it was in this book. Number 5. So this is an adult book and it does have adult situations, and yeah, the sex alone is an awesome part of this book, and yeah, sexy times make the list for sure. Number 6. So this book, since it is adult, it does have sex themes, but it promotes sex in a good way. It has different types of sex, and it has the humor and the gumption to actually go and show that there are different ways that people have sex, and it has some fun with it too. I mean, there are entire scenes where the characters are just wearing costumes and being silly while doing their sexy times, and it was hilarious. Number 7. So, okay, I know I've already said it, there's sex, but the great thing about this book is that it's not the main focus all the time. Yeah, sex has its proper place in it, but you're able to really connect with the characters, and you see that the characters are real people. Well, I mean, you know, as real as fictional characters can get, but you're able to see the different facets of them as well. And when they're not, you know, jamming on stage in a world tour, they're helping in a soup kitchen, or they are establishing family bonds, or they're just, you know, being normal people. And it's nice to have that balance with the completely fantastical plot device of the fact that, you know, the main character is in a crazy awesome sexy band. Number 8. So this book has Rebecca as the main character, and it starts off with her getting a job working with the Sinners, which is the band, as their soundboard technician, which is a great step for women. I mean, I think the music industry is kind of one of those places where a lot of it is still a men's game, and women kind of have to fight for what they want to do if they want to be in it. So it's great to be able to see that that's happening with this character, and it's showing that women are just as awesome as men when it comes to high-tech stuff and, you know, basically making sure that a heavy metal concert doesn't go up in flames. Number 9. Wow, okay, this is getting hard without trying to repeat myself. So I've already said that the main characters are phenomenal, but the secondary characters really, really also make this book fantastic to read. A lot of it has to do with the fact that since this is technically, chronologically, the 4th book in the series, you've had 3 other books where you're able to establish bonds with these characters, depending on whether or not they were the main focus in those books. But it is though those characters being present and that you know, Eric, the main character in this book, the main male character, also being present in those books, that you're able to really be able to take the characterization of these people throughout the entire series. And since a lot of them then, of course, become secondary characters when the focus isn't on them, the fact that they're still there and there's still these overlying series arcs going on makes it awesome to read. And it's nice because you still are able to see characters that you love, but they're not the focus. It's just kind of like icing on the cake. Okay, number 10. This is so hard, and I've already used sex for one of the points, so I can't use it again. Well, I mean, I could. Let's call it 10.5. But number 10, I have to say, it goes to the fact that music's such a large part of this book. The main male characters are all in a heavy metal band together, and while this continues through all of the books in the series, it's great in this book because you're really able to see a lot of extras coming out of it. Since they're on tour and the main female character is the soundboard operator, you're seeing a lot more from both perspectives, which is nice. It's hard, I find, to find a really good book that has a lot of music influence in it without being completely immersed in it. The heavy metal music in this series is just a nice accompaniment to the entire series as a whole, and it's great to be able to see, you know, that side of the industry. I'm sure it's not anywhere near what it really is like, but I'm sure some of it's based in fact, and it's just, you know, an interesting little aside to have with your book. Okay, so that is my top 10 for Wicked Beat by Olivia Cunning. And it was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I think next time I do this, I'm not going to fly by the seat of my pants and actually take the time and write out a list and refer to it. Because, yeah, that might be a little easier. But that being said, I like this for an idea as a way to do book reviews. It, you know, makes me really have to think about the book, which is good. And it also makes me, you know what, I think I might introduce negative things about it as well, just to make the top 10 a little easier. So maybe instead of a top 10, it'll just be 10 points, good or bad. But it helps keep me on track, I find, and I'm not sure how long this review will end up being. But it also keeps me from babbling a little, which is great. So until next time, I'm going to work the kinks out of this way of doing book reviews. But let me know what you think in the down bar down there. And I will see you next time, okay? Bye guys.